Rich Tabor for RPM News Weekly, here with Scott Tallon, Director of Jeep Brand. Good afternoon, Scott.
Rich, how are you today?
Excellent. Great to be here at the show. We were just talking a little bit about 2-liter engines and some of the new things that are happening with Jeep. Let's talk a little bit about that with this particular model. You've got a 2-liter turbo engine, which is an all-new engine. It seems like it's amazingly powerful for a small engine like that.
Yeah, this is truly one of the most technologically advanced engines in the marketplace today, and we're really excited to be able to apply this to the Jeep Cherokee, completely redesigned for the 2019 model year. And yeah, immediately people are going to understand and see that the styling is different. I mean, the sheet metal, everything from the windshield forward is new. So new fenders, new hood, new fascia, new headlamps, everything is completely new. We re-sculpted the rear of the vehicle, so the styling will get immediately noticed, but I think it's equally important is the powertrain story. So to your point, provides exceptional fuel efficiency, 31 miles per gallon, 295 pound-feet of torque, with phenomenal on-road performance and acceleration, and can still tow 4,000 pounds. So the Cherokee does have best-in-class towing, and this engine is just a perfect match for that.
Well, what's interesting too is that with I'll call it the SUV crossover revolution, where so much of the car buying public has moved towards crossovers and SUVs, that the Cherokee is positioned in a great spot, because you've got all the true attributes of an SUV, and yet you still have those convenience and more car-like features that a consumer might be looking for in their everyday vehicle. Having something that has the power to get you where you want to go, but also the conveniences is kind of important. When you get inside this car, what do you expect to see? What can a consumer expect to find in this car?
Well, I mean, what's really important to the consumer is value, and in this segment, it's about versatility, utility, and what Jeep brings into it is the capability aspect. But there's also other important. Obviously, safety is top of mind for everyone, so we have the full suite of all the active safety features that you could want any consumers. But furthermore, the connectivity piece. So now every single Cherokee now comes standard with our next generation Uconnect system, all new for the Cherokee. Standard Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, so it leaves that connectivity, that ease of use. It's not only convenient, but it's also a safety feature too. So, we're happy to be able to bring in these safety features and actually bring more of this content in as standard versus optional content.
Well, the screen itself, though, is a whole new design on this particular version of Uconnect. Am I correct?
Yeah, new high resolution. This is the next generation. This is the latest and greatest generation of the Uconnect. I mean, it's one of it's won numerous awards for its functionality, connectivity, the speed of use, and we've enhanced all that with new apps, new functionality, and better and improved connectivity.
Well, what's interesting, I think right from the start with the Uconnect systems, one could easily see how intuitive it was to use them. And this is going back, many years, almost a decade now. And that's sort of a hallmark feature, and it doesn't come easy. I'm sure that when your engineers are trying to design these features, that they go through a pretty extensive process. No exceptions here, of course, with the Cherokee.
No, a lot of consumer feedback. That's where we get it. I mean, we look at those areas that they really like, and that are that kind of surprise and delight, that they didn't expect it to be that functional, that intuitive. But we also want to know what they didn't like either. So that gives us an opportunity to continue to develop it and meet the needs of the consumer. So the connectivity piece we know is becoming increasingly important, but you have to do it in a very safe and responsible way, and that's what the next generation Uconnect does.
Now, as you go up through the lineup, though, you've got, I'll say, a Jeep for every taste, including those that might want to be taking this off-road and doing a little bit more challenging drives. You'd go up to the Trailhawk with this, or even more.
Absolutely. All the Jeeps and all the segments in which they compete, they are going to be the most capable vehicles in their class. And what we've done to kind of highlight and showcase that capability attribute is we have a Trailhawk variant of the Cherokee that you see here behind me. And what you'll find is that the ride height has been raised about a full inch versus the standard model. You'll notice that immediately the styling piece, the anti-glare hood decal that's on the hood, unique wheels and tires that are specifically all-terrain, off-road tires, Kevlar reinforced, a full complement of skid plates underneath so you don't damage any of the hardware underneath. And then furthermore, you have a 2-speed transfer case and a locking rear differential. So, I mean, it's not just a little bit more capable. This thing is exceptionally capable for what it is and that packaging off-road.
So, when you go through the different types of drivetrains that you can utilize with this, you've got one in particular, the Drive 2. Really, that's more for an off-road, the off-road driver, and it's got the increased ride height. But how does that differ from, like, let's say, if someone was not in need of all that, they would go with the Active Drive 1, maybe. How do you separate those out? For your
Yeah,
buyer?
so the standard four-wheel drive system is the Active Drive 1, and what that does is just have a single-speed transfer case, providing best-in-class all-weather capability, but for that customer that maybe they do take their vehicle off-road, but they not necessarily want the Trailhawk version, they can still get a low-range, two-speed T-case for that heavy snow, deep mud, sand, wherever it is that they may encounter something that they think that they're going to need that low range. We want to make it available across the board, but it is optional, standard on the Trailhawk, but available on the other models.
All of these, though, are also paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, our latest generation, fourth generation of the 9-speed transmission, further refined, smooth upshifts, downshifts, and really knows where that customer wants to be in the right gear at the right time.
And even when right off the line, though, you've got the gear ratio on the low end is appropriate to be able to launch really nicely too.
Yeah, and in particular with the 2-liter we were talking about earlier, it's dare I say, almost quick. I mean, it is actually very, very, very sporty, fun to drive, and provides exceptional fuel economy and 4,000 pounds of towing. So I think that this is something that's going to provide some uniqueness in the segment, aside from the capability aspect, is the functionality and even the utility. We've improved the rear cargo area, increased it by over 3 cubic feet, and widened the opening by almost 3 inches. So we're always still focused on that core customer that we know how they're going to use this vehicle in their daily life, improve in those areas, but also find what makes Jeep unique in the marketplace and elevate those features to them.
Well, it's certainly a right-sized vehicle for that mid-sized segment, and wish you a lot of luck with it. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us, Scott.
My pleasure, Rich. Thank you.
Thank you.